Welcome to the all of you. Today's lecture on low power VLSI, that is simply called as the LPVLSI. So, in olden days, where that is nothing but in case of the very large scale integration means millions of transistors can be fabricated in the single semiconductor chip. So, in case of the VLSI, in olden days also, in case of the VLSI, we have a very interested in only two parameters, that is speed of the processor and area. Those are the two dimensions for only considerations of the performance point of view. In case of the low power VLSI, as the technology increases, the sub micron technology, that means the nanotechnology is obviously increasing in the every domain. Therefore each and every chip can be designed in a very nano range. That's why the power dissipation or power consumption is one of the most important parameter in case of the VLSI device. Now our main theme in this topic is why low power. So what is the main importance of the low power in case of the VLSI? So that is generally simply called as a low power VLSI. So in the earlier generation, speed is one of the important parameter compared to the power consumption. We are not talking about the power consumption in the earlier days also. Now it is one of the major important consideration for the low power VLSI technique. So the next question is so what are the different factors affect the power consumption? So in that, the first one is nothing but transistor count, increasing the transistor count. So if you are increasing the number of transistors in the semiconductor device, obviously each and every transistor dissipates some kind of the heat. So that's why it leads to the maximum power, as well as the power density for the corresponding chip is also increases. The second parameter is nothing but high speed of operation. So obviously if you go for any kind of the device, it may be mobile or laptop, the speed is also one of the important consideration. If you want to increase the speed of the corresponding device, obviously we need a high speed processor. Obviously high speed processor consumes the maximum power, so that is also one of the requirement of the high speed processor. Therefore it consumes a maximum amount of power means that, so that is also one of the drawback for that one. Suppose if you consider in case of the microprocessor or microcontroller, those are operated in the mega ranges only, megahertz range. If you go for the field programmable gate arrays like FPGAs, all are operated in terms of a gigahertz range. Therefore this gigahertz range processor means that high speed processor. Therefore this high speed processor requires maximum power. The third parameter is nothing but greater device leakage currents. That means in case of the if you go for any kind of the CMOS fabrication or mass transistor, we have a different kinds of the power, different kinds of the leakage mechanisms are there. Those leakage mechanisms are also responsible for the power consumption when the device is in the on condition. When the device is in the static mode of operation, at that time there is a possibility of some power dissipation also. So that is also one of the important consideration point of view. So the next thing is that so as well as increased in the processor parameter due to aggressive scaling means that here increased in the processor power means that where in the case of the fabrication the size is also one of the concern. So for that purpose, with the help of our deep submicron technology, we can reduce the size of the devices. Therefore if you are reducing the size of the devices, obviously it affects different kinds of the processor parameters. Therefore it affects on the corresponding yield, reliability and testing. So example, channel length variation and threshold voltage affects the processor parameter also, as well as it leads to the packaging cost and cooling of the devices also. So it increases the cost of the fabrication of the corresponding chip also, as well as high speed processor obviously consumes the maximum amount of power. Therefore it consumes a maximum amount of the power means that it requires a greater package, as well as a high cooling mechanism techniques also required for the corresponding thing. As well as if you go for the one more important thing in case of the low power see, the low power VLSI is nothing but the most of the portable devices like mobiles, laptops, pumps. So these are all operated with the battery technology. That means nowadays the most of the each and every person operated the mobile very frequently in the complete day. Therefore, there are a limitless functionalities of the mobile application. We need to support a limitless functionality of the power supply also. Therefore, the power consumption is the one of the important issue in the handheld batteries also. So cell phones with limitless functionality and limitless power supply is one of the major requirement, as well as the growth rate of these portable equipment is very high in the recent days also. As these devices are operated with the battery life is the primary concern. Unfortunately, battery technology has not kept up with the energy requirement of the portable equipment, as well as the commercial success of the device is completely depends on the size, weight, cost, computing power and battery life. These handheld battery devices are successful. That means whether the device is successfully in the market or not, it can be decided in some parameters like size of the device, cost of the device, weight of the device, and computing power and battery life. As well as the size of the device completely depends on the battery size. If the battery size is very low, obviously the size of the device is also very low. So reliability means to every 10 degrees temperature rise, there is roughly doubles the failure rate also. So that is also one of the major concern. Next one is nothing but an environment. So how the power dissipation affects the environment? Here the power dissipation affects the environment also. That means the power is dissipated in the form of heat in the environment. Therefore it affects the environmental issues also. So for that purpose we need some we need some cooling techniques are responsible. Cooling techniques are required for the corresponding circuits also. So these are just a brief introduction why low power is requirement in the VLSI designing. So how to reduce the low power designing issues. So generally we have two types of power dissipation. So what are the sources of power dissipation? Means that we have two kinds, that is nothing but dynamic power dissipation and static power dissipation. That topic can be discussed in the next session. So thank you for watching my channel, and please subscribe my channel and share your walls also. Thank you.